Patience is a virtue. Everything in life takes time. Stay focused. Stay consistent. Stay on your grind.
Thanks everybody for joining. Welcome to Street Dialogue Podcast, where we get a dialogue from a street perspective. And we have a special guest today on, Anthony the Real Ketchup Guy Martins. Y'all welcome to the show. So Anthony, go ahead on and introduce yourself for the fans and the people who are watching that may not know who you are.
Hi, Anthony the Real Ketchup Guy Martins. Retired 22-year Hollywood stuntman, ex-college football walk-on, a.k.a. Brown Rudy. If people have ever seen Rudy, that was me. Ex-Golden Glove boxer, and now retired. Spokesperson for True Made Foods, and love investing in real estate and crypto.
So where are you actually originally from? I know you moved to Los Angeles in 1999. Where are you actually from?
So I moved 25 times growing up, and my dad was not in sales. My dad is actually from Africa. He's from a little island called Zanzibar. It's off the tip of Tanzania. It's about a mile off the coast. He met my mom in Iowa, where I was born. And I know I don't look like an Iowan, but that's just how it went down. And then my sisters were born there too. We moved all across the Midwest and East Coast. And I went to college in Erie, PA for 5 years. I went back to Ohio, where my mom and dad were at the time, and bought my first car, which I still have, and then drove out to California, to Los Angeles and Hollywood. And I've been here ever since.
Wow. That's incredible. So I'd like to go into your upbringing. So you said you stayed with your mom and your dad?
Yes.
Growing up?
I was very fortunate. My mom and dad were together for 50 years. That's the good part. The bad part, my dad passed about a year ago. He was a good dude, man. He was tough on me. He was hard on me. He was good to my mom, but he was there, and I wouldn't be where I'm at right now with him, 100%. Just the way he pushed me, and how he taught me how to market, not just True Made, but how to market myself when I got to Hollywood, how to act right with people, especially investing. A lot of people just don't know about money. That's why they're not good investors. They just were never taught that. And now I'm trying to, turn the tables and help young kids from all areas learn about money. I got a business degree and didn't learn about money. How sad is that?
That's factual.
Yeah, I got multiple rental properties across 3 different states, and I didn't even know how to do a loan. And I had a business degree. You should learn that. These kids should learn that in high school or college about Roth IRAs, traditional IRAs, SEP IRAs, what a 401k is, what a high yield savings account, what compound interest is. I was lucky my dad taught me that. And my mom was awesome, just always supported him and took me to every sports practice you could think of. Football, basketball, baseball, lacrosse, track, you name it. Yeah, they were great, man. I was very fortunate. It was tough. We started out, in a very small house, and my dad worked his butt off, climbed the corporate ladder, came here as an immigrant and lived the American dream.
Facts. So what schools did you go to growing up, going to so many places? Like, do you remember the schools you went to and your interactions when you was in school?
Only towards the end. Growing up, I went to many different grade schools. And let me tell you something, it was very tough in the Midwest, being a little brown kid in some of those Midwestern schools. But luckily my parents, because my dad was brown and my mom was white, they never looked at it, you know what I mean? They just taught us to love everyone. But I could tell that people were looking. And then once I got to high school, I started seeing it too, because I went to 2 different high schools. I went to an urban high school outside of Philly where it was a melting pot, and everyone was pretty cool with each other. But then 11th and 12th grade, I went to Ohio, and it was a lot different. I was one of the very few ethnic kids in the school, and it was tough. I grew up a lot. But I'm glad I went through it. And then, when I went off to college, college is a melting pot too. So I went to Gannon University, EPA. I went to Henderson High School outside of Philly and Avon Lake High School in Ohio.
Okay. So your father is actually black, correct?
My dad is Portuguese, Indian, Chinese, Arab, Spanish, all.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, there's a port, where a lot of these ships would come. So I have a lot of ancestors from Portugal, Angola, India, and all these other places. I'm the new American. I used to call my dad Gandhi and my mom Snow White. Yeah, my mom's white like socks, and my dad's just a little brown dude. And I got along with everyone, but all my friends of color would go, "Wait, that's your mom? No way."
Right. You blended in. People probably thought you was Hispanic or something.
I blended in with everybody. Blacks, Italians, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, Dominicans. It didn't matter. And another reason, it wasn't just my look. It was just my parents taught me to just love and respect everybody, especially if they respected you.
That's facts. So what made you get into being a stuntman?
So, great question. To be honest, I was never really good at anything. And I was never really good at sports. I was always the smallest. I was always the slowest. And a lot of people told me I never could play. So it drove me to keep practicing in grade school and high school. And then it drove me in college to be a walk-on, to be kind of the Rudy story. And because of that, when I came out to LA, I didn't know anything. I didn't even know what an extra was. I know nothing about the business. I just was 23 years old and figured, why not drive out to California and, go to Hollywood, every kid's dream. And I met a stunt guy, and he said, wait a minute, you used to box, you used to play football and all these other sports. Why don't you be a stuntman? And then that's where I said, wait a minute, that's my chance to be a professional athlete, which I wanted to be my whole life, but I just wasn't good enough. So that's kind of how it started, and then you just have to learn the game from there.
So when did you develop a passion for being a stuntman and acting as a whole, after you found out about being a stuntman and stuff like that?
I think the passion came. Remember I was telling you my dad was real hard on me?
Yeah.
Like growing up, he told me I was not good at anything. And it used to bug me when I was younger, but now as I'm older, I know what I was doing. He just kept pushing me. And I remember I was in my senior year of college, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I was thinking of joining the Peace Corps because I just love helping people, and any way I could do it. And my parents were a little worried, like I probably only get my one bowl of food out to someone starving because I didn't need it; they needed it, and they were a little worried about that. So they didn't want me to do that. And I remember my pop sat me down, and in college I went to a liberal arts school where you have to take electives. I got a business degree, but I had to pick other classes. And I'll never forget, they said, you want to do theater or some type of art class? And my brother, I can't draw a stick figure. So I took theater. And my dad pulled me aside and said, son, I've seen you try everything in life. You're not very good. He goes, you got heart. You try, and you get about average in every sport you've played, but you're not that good. He goes, that theater thing, you're just as good as them, and you've never done it before. You're doing it just because it's an elective. And then he told me, he said, why don't you go out to California? No one knows what ethnicity you are. And you got drive, right. So just go out there. He goes, I know you'll out hustle everyone out here. And he was right. And then he just said, just give it 10 years. And thank God, I was broke, man, like a piece of bread a day for 7 years. It was tough.
So when you moved to Cali, you basically had nothing. And you were just going off an idea and dream. You just took off from your first car and moved out there, huh?
Yeah, I had a car and that's it. I remember I got back from college with $4,000. My dad co-signed for me in the car. I put $2,000 down and I had $2,000 in my pocket. By the time I found an apartment, I had $500 left. Didn't know anyone, didn't have any family, didn't have a job.
So how did you work your way into being a stuntman after meeting the guy in California? How did you work your way into that?
Well, first I became an extra, And for people that don't know what an extra is, it's those people in the background that just kind of walk in the back. Anyone can go do it. I started that, and I started non-union. And then after you do that for a while, you try to break yourself into the union. And it's not easy to do. It took about 2 years, and I got into the union. During that time, thank God I met a stuntman that was tough like my dad. He didn't just give it to me. He made me work for it. He waited till I got union. I was kind of training a lot, practicing a lot, learning how to take falls. And then finally he gave me a shot and referred me to what's called a stunt coordinator. They're the boss that stunts on the film set or the TV set or the commercial. And luckily I didn't mess it up. And luckily, I think what really helped is being an ex-boxer and then being a walk-on in college. I was a practice dummy for 3 years. And when you're a running back and you're a practice dummy and small, you take hits. And thank God I took those hits because it helped me with stunts. So I was like, all right, this hurts, but I can deal with it. And that's kind of how it all started.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
So you was a stunt performer in the Sony's Pictures Entertainment production, The Amazing Spider-Man. What stunts did you?
What's up, man? It's my partner, A-God, Dialogue, Hey, also shout out to his marketing team.
Golden Money Team Marketing.
Perform in that movie? And how did you get that
Which
role?
one?
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, man, that's a crazy story.
That's one of my favorite movies, too, Spider-Man.
All right, so check it out. That's a funny one. It's not funny because my part got taken away, but it wasn't my fault. So
Right.
So I forget what was going on in my life at that time, what show I was on, because once you're in, you still have to hustle, but you go from show to show, and you don't even remember what happened. Because you're on one show for 12 hours a day, a couple weeks, then you go to another one. And then you keep doing that year after year after year. You can't even remember, which is a blessing, what show you did what. But I won't forget this one, because one day I woke up with a pain in my stomach, and it hurt all day, and it hurt so bad I went to the hospital. Long story short, they had to take they had to do surgery or take my appendix out.
Oh, I had one of them too.
Okay. While I was there, Spider-Man called for me to go to set, and my call time, it was like the day before or something, and I was going to play a part and get the snake was going to throw me. It's called a ratchet. They put a wire on me and throw me across the street, which is not fun, but it's good money. It's cool. It's a part. I couldn't do it because I was in the hospital. So the coordinator luckily liked me because I did a car hit for him before where I actually had to go through a windshield of a car. And he says, no worries, mate. Next week, we'll call you, heal up. And funny enough, he put me on a gurney because I was healing up for my appendix. And I'm one of the dudes in the gurney that turns into one of the lizards or whatever.
Right.
I got an easy day, thank God. But that's funny, right?
You probably gave him that idea too. Like, hold on, he in the hospital. Let's go on and roll it like that.
Well, because I called him, I felt horrible. I'm like, I let you down. Like, I felt horrible. I've never missed a job in my life. I've never been late. Like, I'm very punctual. And I felt horrible. Like, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I have respect for my boss or even my friends. Like, I'm going to do it. And I felt like I let him down. He goes, if you died, you would have let us down. And that was really cool. He said that. And I go, well, cool, give me the part. I'll still take a beating. And he goes, no, sir. I'm putting you in this gurney. Don't try to fall off it. Don't do it. He's like,
don't do no stunts.
Because I'll be honest, some people can't even handle the makeup when they do it. If you have, if you're claustrophobic, it's actually a stunt because you're in this stuff scared for hours and you barely these holes, and then they put these weird contacts on you. So in a way, it's a stunt, but luckily that never bothered me. I just thought the makeup, like those people are so cool what they can do. It's
That's
really
a part of the game.
Oh man, and they're amazing when they make me look all bloody or cut up or like some sort of evil spider or lizard.
Right. So moving on to the next question, Iron Man. You played Village there. How did you land that role?
So, and that's funny. And that's one of my favorite because I'm the first person Iron Man ever saved, ever. In the franchise. Like,
right.
That's pretty cool. So they cut this part out. It's funny you brought Spider-Man up first. I have it on my stunt reel. But if you there's a part in the movie where we were going to come up to this little boy, and Iron Man does this, and his flames come out or whatever, and was it Iron Man or someone else? I don't know, but we got yanked in a wire 30 feet back to the dirt, bro. It hurt bad. One of the stunt guys got knocked out. We did it 3 times. Imagine being yanked like 10 feet in the air and then just hitting the ground. Anyway, they cut the part, and they asked me to come back for reshoots. And when I showed up at reshoots, they just made me the dad. And what's funny, the little boy, guess who his real dad was?
Who?
The bald guy, the real bad guy in the movie.
Oh, okay.
So he was sitting there watching me be a dad to his son.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was, and then they were teaching me how to speak the Farsi, and forgive me anyone watching if it wasn't Farsi. I don't know Arabic, but they were helping me teach the little words and try to say stuff, and it was a cool scene, man. That actress cried every single take on cue. I don't know how she did that. The one playing my wife, like that was fun. And then I took a beating from that actor stomping on me, but that was pretty cool. That was definitely pretty cool. That took a whole week, and there were like 7 cameras all around that scene.
So they actually let the guy stomp on you, for real?
Oh, stunts are real, man. I know they're CGI now, but I've really been hit by cars. I've really gone through windows. I've really been thrown downstairs, and so have all the other stunt people. And when you're on a wire and you get yanked, you're on a pressure system, and you go. Like, it takes the life out of you. Woof, like, you're gone.
So that actually goes into my next question, because growing up, I was a fan of Indiana Jones. So Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which you played in 2008, I know that had a lot of stunts in it. So what was the stunts like in that, and how did you land that role?
That's the first time I had to shave my whole body. I was one of the Apocalypto dudes with the tribal.
Yeah.
I was one of them. Everything was shaved, and they put a weave on the back. And I had this huge weave, and then it took 9 hours of hair and makeup to put all those tattoos on me. And literally all I was in was a thong. And to me, that's a stunt.
9 hours straight?
9 hours of hair and makeup. Then we go, and we had to climb out these walls. If you know that scene where they're going through that little dungeon and we pop out and chase them and all that stuff. When you're naked in a thong, that's not fun. And then,
No.
And then you've been sitting there for 9 hours letting them put makeup on you. And then when you're done, you're tired, and you got 2 hours to take it off. Then you get 4 hours of sleep. You have to come back and do it again.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You just think about the money, and that you're on a cool movie, and you're having fun. You're chasing Harrison Ford around. I mean, come on. Every little boy's dream, right?
Facts. So you also played in Creed.
Yes, sir.
How did you get into that role in that movie?
So it was more the fight coordinator than a role. I did play a role. I'm in the fight before Michael's looking down, watching me fight before he fights. I think it was the Puerto Rican cat with the tattoos, Gabe.
Yeah.
But they hired, as I became more known in stunts, they knew me as a little boxing guy, because I used to fight amateur while I was in college playing football and all that. And I had worked my name up. So it was a blessing. They hired me to create all the fights. So every single move in that movie I created, obviously with the help of the director and Michael, and we all worked together. But every day, Ant, what you got? And I'm like, let's try this. Just every day I had to come up with something. And it was stressful, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, to be able to start the first Black Rocky, come on. And they trusted me to create the fights.
That's a big
on Goose.
Bro.
Man, I got to meet Andre Ward, and I'm in the clinch with him, trying to teach him stuff. My brother, man, I don't get starstruck too much, but meeting all those fighters was awesome. And Ryan Coogler, the director, is very cool. He loves boxing. He trained himself. Lots of fun. Man, that was a great experience. And I got to go back to Philly, bro. I got to go hang out with people I went to grade school with, high school with, and college with while I was making the movie.
That's dope.
Super dope.
So you also played in a movie with Adam Sandler. You Don't Mess with the Zohan. That's actually a funny movie.
It wasn't. I
Um,
got 13 staples in my head. My head split open on that movie.
what?
I almost couldn't do the movie. Another good story. So we're at rehearsals, right? Remember I sent
Right.
Remember those wires I was telling you about?
Yeah, that's swing you around.
Yeah, so they had me on the wire, and the practice sending me into the wall because Adam's gonna kick me. And it's a funny scene in the movie. They actually made a meme about me, and I'm not getting paid. I'm kind of bummed about it. It's a huge meme. Anyway, we're doing rehearsals, and the wire breaks. So instead of going into the wall, I went straight to the concrete and split my head open. So they sent me to the hospital, and they put 13 staples in my head. After I
Wow.
was So after I was done, I went back to rehearsal, and I said, "All right, I'm ready." And the guy, my boss, goes, "What are you talking about? You're done, bro." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You got 13 staples in your head. How are we gonna put you into the wall? They don't have the insurance." And I'm like, "Oh no," because I had bought my first house. I got a mortgage. I'm like, so I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, I'm Arab, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, put me in a hairnet, one of those really tight hairnets. I'm gonna put a soccer pad over the staples, then put the turban on, and let's go. And he was like, you're crazy. I was like, no, I got a mortgage.
For
So
real.
he laughed.
You gotta feed the family.
Yeah, so he laughed and he let me do it. And what's funny is it's the scene. I sneak up on Adam, and he turns around and takes apart my gun, and then I try to shoot him, and I'm like, uh-oh, and then he kicks me into the wall. But the funny part is we had to do it twice because the first day they didn't put it right, and my turban flew off, and I busted the wall up. So I had to come back the next day and do it again. But luckily, because I busted the wall up, it was a little softer the second day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And now, in a meme, if you go on the internet, it says, how do you properly disarm a gun? And it shows like a thug trying to get someone's gun, and it switches to Adam taking apart mine. I'm like, dang.
Man, that's crazy. 13 stitches.
Staples.
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 Yeah.
What's good, y'all? It's your girl Pinterest, and I just want to give a big shout out to Golden Money Team Marketing. Y'all make sure y'all get at them for all promo services, all marketing services, the whole nine, media, all that. Make sure y'all tell them that your girl Pinterest sent you.
Okay, so now another movie you played in is The Green Hornet, directed by Michael Gordy. Tell me about that movie and how you got in that movie for stunt roles.
It was the same boss as Spider-Man.
Okay.
He liked the first day I met him. He just respected me because I did that car hit for him. A car came right at me, about 15 miles per hour. I threw a left hook and smashed that windshield. And he just appreciated my work ethic, and I wasn't scared. I did it, and I was sick that day. I had like 102 fever, but I didn't care. Got to go to work. And ever since that day, he put me on every movie he had. And the cool thing about that movie, you guys got to go look up Tommy Rosales, old school Vietnam War vet, 70-something years old, was a driver, old school Latin guy. I got to sit next to him for the whole shoot, for a whole month of night shoots. Man, you think my stories are good? I got to hear stories about the 70s stunts, the 80s stunts, the 90s stunts. And he, he would just tell me stories and then tell me how he was going to do this, go slide around the corner and what I would do with the car. It was so much fun. And then I was shooting an AK out of the window.
That's dope. So you had Barrio was you the main actor in this movie? It looked like it.
No, you remember Chino XL, the rapper?
Yeah.
He was one of the main names in it. I was just brand new to Hollywood. For whatever reason, they put me on the cover. He wasn't too happy, and I felt bad because
Yeah, you were on the cover of the movie.
You want to hear another funny story?
Yeah.
So the original cover is like this, right?
Right.
They got in trouble for that back in the day at Blockbuster. So if you see the new cover, it's like this. That ain't my hand. They took the director, a white dude's hand, and put it where my sleeve was. And you see this you see a different hand.
Oh, so they switched it out. Okay.
It's so funny. But yeah, that was one of my first gigs getting out here, just being a bad guy. It was like the main villain or something, going around chasing people.
And then you acted in Sniper Special Ops.
That was stunts. That's with what's his name? Seagal.
Yeah, I was that.
He
And
wasn't there.
injuries in that one, or that
Nah,
was a smooth one?
in that one. I guess the only thing that cool story about that one, when you're working on set, there's a lot of downtime where you sit around a
Yeah.
lot and there's food and stuff till they need you. And my boss had this big trailer with all the stunt equipment. He also had a pull-out TV, and the playoffs were on. So we were just watching kicking it, watching the playoffs till they needed us to go shoot at the goal. So that was pretty cool. But other than that, no, there wasn't anything crazy. Like there were a lot of bombs and explosions, but I didn't get hurt. No one got hurt. It was a great day. Lots of fun.
Another movie you appeared in was Once Upon a Time in Venice. I liked that movie as well. How did you land that?
You remember the guy I keep telling you about that put me in all the movies?
Yeah. Him again?
His son it became a boss, and his son put me on that. And his son is actually the coordinator of Fear the Walking Dead, and his son hired me to be like 13 different zombies.
Oh, that was dope.
Yeah, so basically with stunt people, because not a lot of us, especially ethnic stunt people, they'll just shave our head or change our beard and then bring us back and then put us in a different wardrobe.
Okay, so what was your favorite person to work with?
Man, there are a lot. I love Jamie Foxx. That was my first big movie. He was so much fun on The Kingdom. He was fun to work with. He was professional. During rehearsal, I'm like, he has to come kill me. So I keep falling down after he kills me. He came and picked me up every time. That was cool. The Allstate guy, are you in good hands? He was the same way as Jamie. He was killing me in an airplane, and I kept flipping all over the seats, and he kept picking me up too. Who's the lady from Scandal? Beautiful light-skinned black actress. Why am I drawing a blank? Kerry Washington. She's on the show Scandal. At the end of the night one night, 4:00 in the morning, she made the crew stop to give us a round of applause, just say thank you. I mean, no one does that. Beautiful person, and always asked how I was doing or how my family was doing. Tom Cruise was also very nice. There's many others. I can't just pull off the top of my head.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your girl, Sexy Keisha. And if you're trying to become that star you knew you could always be, go viral, blow up, hit the billboards, top charting artists, you gotta hit up the Golden Money Team Marketing. Yes, they are the ones to do that for you. Let's go viral. Golden Money Team Marketing. Tell them Sexy Keisha sent you. You know what it is.
So what was your favorite actor, your favorite person to work with while you was doing stunts?
Oh, all the ones I just mentioned. And there's many more, just tough to remember, because, on my IMDb, it's listed 150 credits, but some of them I did multiple episodes. You know what? Actually, I love LL Cool J, man.
Oh, you work with LL?
Yo, he is so funny and awesome. So I worked that show, NCSLA, about 30-something times, and there'd be days I'd be laying dead, and Todd would come by me and kick me and be like, yo, Ant, are you Arab or Latin today? And how we kill? Didn't we kill you already? Because I would be there so many times. He's a really nice guy.
And what movie do you feel was the best movie that you played in, that you did your best work in?
Hey, God, let me tell you something. Anytime I worked was a blessing, because when you're broke, barely making $10,000 a year for 7 years, and you're a 30-year-old man, you just want to work, and it's such a tough business. My buddies are still in it grinding, and I'm just lucky, like we're talking about my pop, that he taught me how to invest. You know what I mean? And lucky to find a great company to work with in retirement. I hate to say which actor or which project, just to work in this industry is a blessing, because it's hard. and it's toxic, it's crazy, and people step on people's toes, and it's tough, man. So just to work is a blessing.
Facts. So what are some of the things people need to watch out for in the filming industry? I know everything ain't always good as a scene. So what are some of the things people need to watch out for when it comes to the business?
Just you got to watch your contract. It's tough. Just to get paid and get paid correctly. You got to watch out your friends in this town. A lot of people really ain't your friends. They just want you to help them get a job, which is sad. I knew it was coming, but I retired 3 years ago, and my phone stopped ringing. I still have my core nucleus of friends, but a lot of times I don't hear from people. And maybe some are busy, but some it's just all about work. And I wasn't about that. Like, I love people, and if you're good people, I always want to kick it with you, whether we're working or not. Yeah, and just the whole, the party life, getting caught up in that, the glam of it, try to fit in with everyone. That's just not me. And that's another reason I was able to retire. Too many people come out here and get one job, and when you make a couple $1,000s in a day or a good amount of money in 1 year, you're like, yay, and you go. But then the next year you don't work, and a lot of people don't make it. I can't tell you. Yeah. And you got to save your chips and then invest them.
So have you ever made any bad choices that you learned from while working in the stunt industry?
Yeah. Maybe trusting the wrong people, maybe choosing the wrong agent, maybe doing a stunt a certain way I could have done better. Yeah, but I don't regret anything. I love it. I wouldn't have had it any other way, because I'm in the exact place I'm supposed to be right now, because God had it all planned, and I was just his vessel doing it and trying to do the best I could. Yeah, I love it, man, and I'm glad that I struggled, you know what I mean, for so long.
Okay, and that's real talk, because everybody has a story. Everybody has to learn from something.
Yep.
Everybody has a struggle.
Yep.
So let's talk about Ketchup first. How did you become the brand ambassador for True Made Foods Ketchup?
Well, we'll go back real quick. I've loved ketchup since I was a little kid. I mean, crazy amounts of ketchup, like the 64 ounce in a week. But back then they only probably had Heinz or Hunt's or something. But I've always loved ketchup. And then it's funny, when I was broke, when I first got here, I was telling you about times were tough. I was doing YouTube videos back then, 25 years ago, crazy YouTube videos, but you weren't getting paid like that back then. I was ahead of the time. Boom. So then finally I have a stunt career. It was great, whatever. After stunts, my first year of retirement, my partner, she goes, yeah, you're kind of getting on my nerves. You got to do something. Because I just chilled and healed my body. I didn't really do much. So I started really trying to start this brand. I started doing videos with just a different shirt, and then it started getting bigger. And then I created the Real Ketchup Guy. And then I was looking into like kind of different brands, and True Made and I just kind of found each other, and I had no idea there was ketchup or condiments this healthy. Like, not fake sugar healthy, like no fake, no nothing in it, just fruits and veggies. So I talked to the owner, Abe. He's awesome. And we worked out a deal, and it's been amazing. And I love them. I love everything they stand for. I love their other products too. Today I posted some on their honey mustard because I think it's great, but I'm more of a ketchup fan. And they're minority owned, by the way, and veteran owned. And I love supporting those businesses. I know you and I talked about that the other day.
So True Made Foods is not only known for ketchup, they're also known for other brands like barbecue. So can you get into that? What are some of the other things that True Made Foods make besides ketchup?
They have barbecue sauce from the famous, look up the Pitmasters. They created their barbecue sauce and their seasonings. I love the all-purpose seasoning. And all their stuff, it's just fruits and veggies, no sugar, just cool. Honey mustard, and then obviously my favorite. I like them all, but I'm the Real Ketchup Guy. So I love their ketchup. And there's not one food every day that I don't put ketchup on. I mean, I was eating pizza before your show, putting this on it.
Right.
I mean, look at my shirt. It says I eat it on everything.
Right, it does. So, what is it that people don't know about what these companies are actually putting in the food?
Oh man.
Also in the ketchup, like what do we need to know about that?
You guys,
that people may not know.
Everyone needs to know, and I'm not putting out any names. I'm not hating. I don't like to do that, but really read the labels, because just regular ketchup, a teaspoon of that ketchup is more sugar than a cookie. A cookie, that's a lot of sugar. And then if they say, hey, well, we have the fake sugar, that's bad for you too. And then if it has high fructose corn syrup, that's bad for you too. Look. Carrots, apples, and squash. That's it. And tomatoes. You can't get any more healthier than that. And the sugar comes from the fruit, which is actually healthy sugar. So just watch out for the fake sugar. Watch out for regular brands anyway, and watch out for the high fructose corn syrup.
So
go ahead. Sorry.
No. Go ahead on. You said watch out for the
what? Because kids love ketchup. So the owner, how I met him, his kids love ketchup like me, and I think he saw my videos and laughed. And this is why he created it, because his kids were eating ketchup like me, and that's literally poisoning your kids. And let's say they don't like ketchup, they like mustard or barbecue sauce. That's so much sugar, and it's just linked to so many different diseases and stuff. And I'm just so glad I found them and I'm learning about this, because I was very ignorant to all this. And being an athlete, I shouldn't have been ignorant. Like through my whole stunt career, the stunt guys didn't want to eat with me. I mean, I'm being funny, but they were like, bro, do you actually want a burrito with your ketchup? Like, like I really
right. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got cut off. You say you really love what?
Ketchup, man. No gimmick here. This is every day.
So when people want to order this, I know you guys are in 50 states, correct?
Yes, sir. All you have to do is go to truemadefoods.com, put in your zip code. You'll find your nearest store. If there's not one close, you can order on the website or order on Amazon.
And if they're trying to find it in their state, how do they go about finding it? You just look it up like that as well?
Yes,
to see what stores carry it?
Go to truemadefoods.com, put your zip code in. You'll find your nearest store. Some are walking distance, some are driving, and some aren't. And, we're building, trying to get into more stores. But once again, if it's not there, you can order from the website or from Amazon.
So I highly recommend, if you do get them McDonald's fries, a lot of people like them, don't even use their ketchup. Just get that True Made Foods brand.
I
throw
agree.
that right on there.
I agree.
Something that's more healthier, it tastes good, and it ain't got all them chemicals in it.
100%. 100%.
So when it comes to ketchup, what is your favorite food to eat when you're eating with your True Made Foods ketchup?
Anything. Everything.
Oh, everything. Like, what would be your number one go-to food, though?
I mean, I love
ketchup.
Pizza every day, and I put ketchup on it. I love pasta. I put it on pasta. Obviously a burger, fries. I even put it on macaroni and cheese. Like, I put it on chicken. I put it on steak. I just love ketchup, and I don't like to disrespect people. And if it's going to bother people I eat with, I won't do it. But it's just something I do. It's not even trying to be funny. I just love ketchup. And I love, what's funny, I like mixing it with mustard or mayo or hot sauce. That's just me. But I do love ketchup. And I can eat it alone or mix it with stuff.
And if we wanted to get one of those sweaters that you got, how do we get one of those sweaters? How can we purchase that?
Yeah, you just go to my website. I got 2 different hoodies, this color or black. And then the same with the t-shirt.
Okay, so if people want to find the merch, where would they go at?
TheRealKetchupGuy.com.
Exactly. So what else about ketchup should we know about? Like the process, how do they make it?
They have their own. So the company's in Virginia, and that's where everything is kind of put together and made. I'm not there. I'm just here in LA, and I just promote it. Do
Got you.
a lot of videos and stuff, and definitely consume a lot of it. and I love collabing with people all over the world. It's so much fun. They'll end up getting a bottle, and then they'll make a video and shout me out or shout out True Mates. That's a lot of fun too.
Got you. So if anyone want to find you on social media and they want to get at you, you know, how would they be able to find you on social media?
You can find me here on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads, LinkedIn, X. What else is there? YouTube.
So
I think it's
how would they be able to find you on Instagram? What would they be typing in?
The Real Ketchup Guy, and you'll see
The Real Ketchup Guy?
Yep, you'll see the logo.
So anybody trying to find the Real Ketchup Guy, you already know what platforms he's on. Just type in the Real Ketchup Guy. Anything else that you want to promote or, you know, throw out there before we end the podcast?
I mean, that's it. Unless you'd like to talk about anything, I'm just happy to be here. It was fun chopping it up with you, and I appreciate you letting me talk a little bit about me and talk a little bit about True Made Foods, and I'd love to do it again. I know we did it real fast, but it's all good, man. And if there's anything I can say to anyone listening, man, I know it's kind of a little bit off the topic. Just don't give up. Anything that I've done in life, it's because people told me I couldn't do it. So, you know, they told me I couldn't fight. I fought Golden Gloves. They told me I couldn't play college football. I played college football. They said, you can't go to Hollywood and be a stuntman. I went to Hollywood and became a stuntman. They said, at 45, you're going to retire and promote Ketchup and become a brand? Yep. So for anyone listening, whatever dreams you have or multiple dreams you have, don't give up. Do it. Don't listen to everyone's noise. Anyone who's telling you can't or haters are unfortunately just mad at their life. It's got nothing to do with you. Just stick to your plan, please. I hope
I feel like
that.
Yeah, and it's a pleasure having you on the podcast. We about to wrap it up with that on a good note. Y'all make sure y'all go follow the Real Ketchup Guy, and this is sponsored by Golden Money Team Marketing. If you need marketing, holla at Golden Money Team Marketing on Instagram, where they promote you 24/7 around the clock, and subscribe to Street Dialogue Podcast on YouTube. This will be posted on YouTube as well. Thank you, Anthony, for coming on the show. We most definitely going to link up again and hit a few more topics for sure. If you do have time to come on. And it's a pleasure for having you on. I appreciate you for coming on, my brother.
It's my honor, man. It was my pleasure, too. Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Salute, fam.
Salute. Stay true, baby.
All right. True Made Goods. Y'all go check them out. True Made Ketchup. All right, my brother.
See you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Cause we raised like that, raised in the streets, packing these guns, dope in my backpack, getting off a sack, busting licks, cause we raised like that.
Watch my dope transform like Power Rangers. Empty out the clip, better bullet will tame you, leaving leaning like a shirt hanging on a coat hanger. Chopper bullets have you singing like an opera singer. Can't be a Patience is a virtue. Everything in life takes time. Stay focused, stay consistent, stay on your grind.